Not a real
I'm already
story,
pissed
bro.
off.
This is not a real story.
Yes,
And you came to church this morning.
All right, halftime. Halfway into the mission trip. What are you thinking?
Oh, we're halfway down right now. I definitely think we're in the lead. I think it's a close game. I think we got, a lot of good prospects. People coming to church, things like that. And yeah, just hope we can, just close it out. And yeah, just finish strong, close out our prospects, get some salvations, and yeah, just have a good rest of the trip.
Yeah, all for the Lord. Thank you.
I really like this girl in 7th grade named Catherine O'Hara. She was Mexican. And I really liked her. That doesn't really add anything to the plot. So I liked her for a year.
No way, bro.
I'm walking in the civics class that we have together, and I look in front of her. I look in front of me, and she's walking with this guy named Eduardo. And Eduardo, he's tall. He has like a peep stash, and he has like this like Edgar haircut. And he's like,
that's tough.
He has glasses too, but he's like kind of tough, and he's also Mexican. So I'm already like starting at a disadvantage. They're holding hands and walking to class. It's got me peeved. Because I really like this girl, and I'm like, that's my girl, bro. It's my Catherine. I'm already pissed off.
This is not a real story.
Yes, this is 100% real.
I don't believe
and I'm already pissed off at this point. And then they're walking in front of me. They get to the door. They stop in front of it, and then they kiss. And I'm pissed at this point. I'm at my first kiss,
all right, what are you gonna
and
do
I see this other dude kissing my girl. So I walk inside and I sit down, and I start peeving. I'm upset. Like, this is like ruined my day. And Catherine and her friends sit in front of me in that class. And so they get in, and then they start like chit-chattering girl talk. And then all of a sudden they just start talking about like, oh, Catherine, like, how is it that like you're kissing Eduardo now? And she's like, oh, it's good.
So stupid.
And this is my breaking point. So I stand up and I start slow clapping and I go, congratulations, Catherine, you had your first kiss.
There's no way you actually did that, bro.
100% I did it. And then everybody in the class like turned and looked at me. Didn't say anything, and I just sat back down in my chair.
You look like that too.
This is kind of what I look like.
Say it. End joke.
Here! Follow the falling rod! Right there! Remember your... Holy! Pelican! Comment which one you like best. 1, 2, or 3.
Try again.
Show me how you use it, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, last week I was at the basketball courts and I met this guy. After we played basketball, we went and got dinner. We were talking like on the walk there. Once we got there, our conversation like kind of ended. And the last thing he said to me was like, convince me that God's real. Like, I want to believe, but I don't. And then I saw him again, like maybe like a couple days, a week later. I also gave him a gospel track, and in between games, I was just talking to him, and I was like, oh, like, would you get a chance to read through it? And he was like, yeah. And he said something along the lines of like, I think like I'd rather pay for my sin myself. And then we just started talking about that and just sharing like more of the gospel. After like everyone was done playing, like it was like 9:15. And then me and him just stayed for like an extra 45 minutes, like an hour. We were able just to talk like a lot more, just explain just like more of the gospel. And then he also was just opening up about like his childhood and how he was like lonely like growing up. And he said he's from China, and he said he would go to like a library and like read the Bible like after school. So that was really interesting. And then he also like asked me for like my testimony, so I was able to like share with him how like I came to the Lord. Also, like the way he was talking, it also was like, oh, like I believe in God was like what he was saying. So there's already like progress from like our first conversation. He was like, oh, it convinced me to like believe in God. But now the way he was talking, it was like, I do believe in God. But he said like faith for him, he said would be like a long journey. But then after like we were leaving, he was like, oh, by the way, like thank you for everything, like thank you for talking like to me. And then I invited him to church, and then he came to church this morning. And even after, he stayed up to watch the Thunder Spurs game, which ended at 5 o'clock. And then he still came to church Sunday. T and Nick just got like lunch with him after for like 2 hours, and we're just like hanging out. And yeah, he also said like he really like enjoys hanging out with all of us, and like he thinks we're all like really nice and stuff. But yeah, hoping to get just like more discipleship the next couple weeks, and yeah, hopefully get saved.
You're talking about Chinese, like having a heart for Chinese people. I had a friend who came to America from China to do physics, worked in my lab. How like she just kept encountering God. Like she, from a young age, felt like God existed, but she didn't know the Bible or anything. But she kept feeling like there's a purpose to my life. There's something bigger. And then she came to the States, and people shared the gospel with her. She like almost got sucked into like the Mormon church, but she's like, I feel like you're not supposed to read this other book. Like, it was just cool. Like God just like protected her, and she ended up coming to UCF. I got to see her like get saved through like years of just continuing to see the Bible is true and stuff. And now she's a believer. Every once in a while we'll talk and stuff, and she has like a real deep faith in the Lord.
Congratulations, Catherine. You had your first kiss.